couple things to talk about real quick. Some involving Charlemagne the God and Tucker Carlson earlier this week, about like 2 days ago. The other one has to do with Gene Deal and me being on his podcast tonight. Let me share this real quick, y'all. I'll be right back. Let everybody know I'm live. Live right now, guys. Okay, I'll make sure I got that out the way. Let everybody know I'm live. YouTube don't be telling people when I'm live and shit, so it should be crazy. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good tonight. It's Friday night. I'm in for the night. I'm about to go in a little bit, go to Bootleg Movie Channel and watch the newest of The Conjuring. If y'all don't know what The Conjuring is, it's a horror movie. It's about Ed and Lorraine right here in Connecticut. Isn't that crazy? The people from The Conjuring, Ed and Lorraine, they're not even from 45 minutes away from me. I wouldn't even say 45 minutes, maybe like 20, 30 minutes, just so y'all know. Connecticut got a lot of history. Where do I begin? I want to talk about when I was on Gene Deal's post, Gene Deal's live tonight. And I will tell you why I actually titled this one the way that I did. And I'm going to work in a couple of topics here, so y'all just give me a minute. You know what I'm saying? I try to not make this too lengthy. You know what I'm saying? Also, guys, in the description box, the donation link, hit that up, please. Tonight, I went on Gene Deal's post, and he was talking about Hassan Campbell, right? And Hassan Campbell, for all states' purposes, I'm not trying to get into the gossip thing. I'm just trying to get y'all the real. That wasn't really the thing for me. What really was the thing for me was I saw a behavior that do what Thy Wilt behavior. See, I told y'all got to rock with me. That do what Thy Wilt behavior once again being introduced to the masses. And I got to say, personally, I'm getting tired of it. I saw person after person, had to probably be like 5 of them coming to Gene Deal's chat room. And they all were just sitting there just talking all kinds of shit, calling him a rat, calling him this or whatever. But one thing they left out the equation, this is a man that put in work. This man used to be Puff's bodyguard. And I don't know Gene Deal. I've always kept the contention that I don't know Gene Deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Gene Deal. But I heard stories about Gene. That's the thing. Hold on one second. I'm going to do something here. Hopefully now y'all can hear me better. We heard stories about Gene Deal coming up through Bad Boy, who he was. He was a force to be reckoned with in his younger years. Gene is 58 years old now tonight, as he mentioned. The amount of fools that were coming into Gene's podcast, and I typed at Gene and I said, isn't it amazing how all these motherfuckers that never had a daddy always got the definition of what a real man is? And I meant that. See, I grew up with military men and men around me all my life. Even when I didn't have my father, uncles around me, there was G's around me. And to this day, I always keep OGs. I got an OG to call me every morning. He's sick, my man Will. You know what I'm saying? I was in one of the homeless programs with Will. And to this day, I keep Will as a friend. Will is in a place that's basically a senior retirement center. That's where he was placed at. And for the most part, he's by himself. So I like to think of it as I'm that one guy he's got, you know what I mean? To call on, whatever. A lot of people don't have friends like that and don't understand what the real friendship is like that. And nearly their advocacy behind one YouTube or another is quite simply, to put it fact, whoever's popping at the time, that's who they following behind. Whoever's story is popping at the time, that's who they following behind. And they pick and choose sides. I heard motherfuckers coming in there calling Gene Deal a rat, and Gene Deal was this, Gene Deal was that, and blah, 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 blah. But ain't none of these men ever put in any work. Nothing to be mentioned about. I said in the chat room tonight when I was talking to Gene, I said, yo, these niggas I ain't never seen none of these niggas nowhere. They're talking, clout chasing, I'll be on Hassan's side. And I don't care what side is what. I really don't even know what the whole story is about. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm not a fan of Hassan because I know how Hassan got on. Hassan got on via the Star Report. And he got on via the Star Report, if many of y'all not familiar with him. He got on via the Star Report because he had been sexually molested, allegedly, well now proven, by African Bambaataa or associates by African Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force straight out of the Bronx. And I don't know how much of that is true and that's not. I know the New York Times covered it, or the New York Post. I believe it was the New York Times, though. They covered his situation, his story, and I respect it. But he has used that now as a catalyst to continue on. And many of us do on YouTube. Many of us do. You know, I'm not going to leave Hassan Campbell out to the dragons. The dragons. They were. And Hassan Campbell, for some reason or another, like many other YouTubers, you don't know how to control your people. You see what I'm saying? And those people came on and said all kinds of shit to Gene, but like I said, once again, what have you done in comparison? Nothing. So that ends that little bit of story right there. And any one of y'all that come on Gene Dill's page and on my page itself, because I've witnessed the same behavior. What up, Marcus? I got people on my motherfucking page right now that flag my shit every motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? Flag my shit, push shit up, all kinds of shit. This would be goofy. I have one particular female, and it's not Patrice Gardner, nor is it my homegirl in Chi-Town, who she know who she is. But I do know who it is that created a fake account and act like she cool with me, but at the same time, every time something come up, she disliking it. You know what I'm saying? She got one account to dislike and one account to like. And the reason I caught on to it is because you use the same email address to seek both of them. You're going to be a troll, be a good troll. You know what I mean? But never mind that. Some of those people that probably came on Gene Dill's post tonight probably knew Gene or knew of Gene or were formerly supporters of Gene, one of the two, three, which is funny in itself. The second thing I want to move on to, because we don't worry too much about trolls and goofies, is this past week, Charlemagne the God gave Tucker Carlson the donkey of the day. And he gave Tucker Carlson the donkey of the day. And I say this sometimes because sometimes it's times when a white man is telling you the truth and telling you what's up. I know this from being around them when I was younger, keeping white people as my friends as I've gotten older, etc., etc. And one thing I do know is, I know this, I know that a lot of times white men will tell you the truth because they want to see you win because it'll get you out their way. That's simple. If you're not poor any longer, then you won't be a hassle, you won't add to the criminal element that goes on in the streets. That's how some of them think. So Tucker Carlson, what he said here, and I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying. Don't log off. Listen to what I'm saying, okay? Please, if you ain't had no time to listen to me right now. Tucker Carlson said basically that the COVID-19 shot was racial hustling. And I believe him. And I'm going to tell you why I believe him. And Charlemagne persisted to not only give him donkey of the day, but also to explain his position, which was one of the most liberal, one of the most conformist, asinine excuses I've ever heard in my life. And I'm going to tell you what that excuse was, what Charlemagne said, to describe what Tucker Carlson had said. Tucker Carlson had said that black people are being used basically as a science experiment for this COVID-19 shot. And that's why so much emphasis has been put on the African-American community and the Latin community to take this shot. This is also, I've heard Tucker say before, why they have the same type of ferocity when it comes to talking about who was getting the COVID-19 more so than any other race in this country, which I thought at this time was a complete joke because African Americans only make up barely almost 15% of the population, and Latinos barely make up about 15 to 16% themselves. Okay? Keep that in order. Keep those numbers in order. 15 and 14.8%, all right? Now, when you do those numbers, white Americans make up 62% of this population of the United States of America. And let's just say, even if they're not wealthy, many of them have advantages when it comes to loans, when it comes to getting a little plays here and there, whatever. I think we all can agree on that. I've seen some of my white friends do it themselves. So, you know, we're no stranger to that. Charlemagne went on to give this long diatribe, talking about how Tucker Carlson was wrong, how the shot wasn't being directly targeted to the black population or whatever. And I got something to argue about that, because he actually spent more time trying to explain that at the end than he did actually evaluating the clip. He was further on trying to tell you guys why y'all need to take the shot and how the shot was effective. Well, I got something to counter that. Tell me if any of y'all have seen this, because I know I've seen it. Tell me if any of y'all have seen where this is commercial. Well, now they will pay you here in the New York City tri-state area, and I heard also in California, because I've seen one of the commercials out there on their news. My sister lives in California, so I pay attention to Cali a lot. And I saw this thing on there, and they were offering people up to $2,000 for a clinical study on the effects of the COVID-19 inoculation. Tell me if any of y'all seen this, because I've seen it now probably 8 or 9 times. Okay? We will pay you to research the inoculation that we put inside you for the COVID-19 virus. You know why that is? Because they don't know a damn thing about it. And I keep trying to tell y'all, my mama was a freaking nurse and ended up being larger than that as a practitioner. And I'm trying to tell you, she even said the same thing. And she'll tell you the same thing. That vaccine has not been proven. Therefore, it's an experimental drug. Therefore, you don't know what the ramifications of that drug may be 5 to 10 years from now. Usually when they do clinical trials of any new type of medication, and it's someone like the FDA giving approval, they usually need a year's worth of clinical trials first before they even implement even putting it on the street. But the dire need for this vaccine, because of the, well, obvious sentiment that was going on across the world, they had no choice but to get it. And they used black athletes, they used black music artists, they used Latin music artists, Latin athletes, Latin actresses, black actors and actresses. And they used this day after day after day for probably the past 6-7 months to tell you why you need to take this virus, inoculation. But at the same time, I remember Rizza Islam, shout out to Rizza Islam, I haven't seen him in a while, online. Minister Farrakhan, and many others that were of the ilk, the older black and Latin population, was seemingly telling people, no, don't do it. In a lot of cases, reminded a lot of people of the Tuscany experiment and what happened there. If you don't know about the Tuscany experiment, is when they effectively and purposely infected men with, I believe it was smallpox or one of the two, and offer no inoculation, just so they could see what the end game and result would be from not being inoculated. These men got all kinds of ailments as a result. Some of these men became what you call sterile, unable to have children, a whole bunch of other things. All for taking part in this experiment. All for taking part in the experiment, which leads me to say once again, is this one of those times again where we miss where a white man was actually telling you the truth? See, I know a lot of y'all that listen to me and listen to other vloggers as well did not grow up around whites, and that's one of the advantages I have, because I know a lot of things about them that you wouldn't know. A lot of African Americans and Latinos, for the better part, don't get around whites until their adulthood. You understand? And usually it's well over the age of like 20, 21, 20, 25, 30 or sometimes. You know, I remember when Corey Holcomb said so many times himself, he'll say, Chicago was a segregated city. He said, I wasn't even around white people until I came to LA. And I've heard other people mutter the same words. They have never been around white. I used to be around a bad boy, and we'd be out of town or something like that, and motherfuckers couldn't figure out how I would get myself. I went probably like a good 2 years without an ID. This is a true story. You can ask any of the guys up at Bad Boy, Rome, any of them, Press especially. I probably went about 2 years without an ID. I don't know why. I was just bugging. And I got on planes to there and back. They was just telling me, they ain't gonna let you on the plane. They ain't gonna let you. I said, watch. I know something you don't know. And they couldn't figure it out. And I was like, I know how to talk to white folks. Very good. I know how to make them convey and answer me and respond to me. I know when I shut them down and everything else. And they know too. And they don't acknowledge it sometimes, some of them. Tucker Carlson wasn't telling no lie. I believe Tucker Carlson was telling the truth. And I believe that liberal ass iHeartRadio is basically bending Charlemagne over right now because of what he's had going on the past couple of weeks. And y'all all know what that is, the Kwame Brown situation, which I got a message to Kwame Brown in this too. But Charlemagne took that rhetoric, do what thou wilt, say what thou wilt, and say it's all in the passion of love. Now, that's one of the biggest things right there that's a lie. Let me tell you something. Love has been used to take over the world, to start fights, fires, and everything else. The word love. Love was used before Jesus was prosecuted and later on tortured and killed. You better believe that there are many of times when a white man is telling you the truth and it's up to you. And in many cases, they're hoping, betting that you don't get it. How about that? They're hoping and betting that you don't get it. See, you can't make the correlation anymore. And this is the same thing I was saying with Gene, with those people in his chat room. You cannot, in 2021, no longer, and I hope that y'all pay attention to me. There are a lot of niggers out here that don't have your best interests at heart. And if y'all don't believe me, I'll point back again. Do what thou wilt. We saw 3 men, in this case still under investigation, I'm gonna keep talking about it. 3 men jump out of a car, run in front of a club, and shoot 25 people indiscriminately, killing one of them. And I've now seen the unedited tape, which I would never throw up. And I've now seen the edited tape. I got the unedited for someone, somebody had contacted me. I won't put y'all name out there, but thank y'all. One of my Florida viewers had contacted me and said, yo, I got the real video, but I don't want to throw it up. And I thought that, I said, I don't want to throw this shit up either. And it's basically the same video you see on the news, except it's probably about, like, I'm going to say probably a minute or 2 longer, you know? And you see this one kid get hit as he's trying to run and fall straight down in front of everybody. You know it's him. And these were black people that did this. Black people. In any other country, we call it genocide. That's when we ride on our own kind, like Tupac said. That's when we ride on our own kind. That was over 20 years ago. 20 years prior to that, they was doing the same thing. So see, now this behavior is generational. Do what thou wilt. They were lining you up for it, if you ask me. They were lining you up for it. And they're lining these kids up now. Those were kids that did that. Just like I report on other story about the kid 12 and 14 that subsequently broke into a house because they had ran away from a foster home. The little 12-year-old white baby knew how to put together an AK-47. Where did he learn that from? Who taught him? A 12-year-old boy knew how to put together a disassembled AK-47. And I had a lot of y'all in the comment section saying, well, if he would have been black, you know they would have shot. Okay, well, we all know that. But are y'all paying attention to the grits and gravy here, which is this little 12-year-old boy was able to assemble an AK-47. This is the same 12-year-old little boy that could possibly be playing with your kids, teaching them how to put together an AK-47. Do y'all know the kids come in and kill their parents nowadays? This is how much hate they got for them. There are stories, I'm going to start putting some of them up, of black kids and Latin kids killing their parents. It's no lie. It's no lie. And everybody just sits back, oh, it's okay, it's no big deal. Why are you so worried about what you going to do about it? It's gotten so now. Those kids were white, and they were shooting at white police officers. And the little girl, she wanted to be the most brazen. She had over 9 police officers fired her, which I'm gonna put up the continuation of the video because y'all didn't see the details. She had over 9 police officers fire her, okay? 9 of them, all right? This wasn't one police officer like you see in a lot of these different instances where we have George Floyd's and everybody else, and that's not to take or denote from them in any matter. We all know that. No, what I want to tell you is the same way that I keep trying to tell y'all that there's a problem. Y'all heard that police chief in that video, and if you haven't seen that video, it's right down below, utter the same words. There is a problem. Where in America does a 12-year-old kid learn how to reload and reassemble a disassembled AK-47? Do any of y'all kids know how to do that? Anybody's kids know how to do that? I ain't think so. I saw another story that I'm gonna throw up in a minute of a 13-year-old. This kid was black with a gun, and the police didn't kill him. Games today, no joke. Yo, U100, it's a test. There hasn't been any clinical test done. Or exactly. Games today, no joke. Teach these kids how to fully assemble. Gus Call of Duty breaks it all down. These games are not. They're not. The game Call of Duty itself is taken from a military simulation. Okay, a military simulation that actually the United States government had problem with actually aiding to. It's the development of the games and the subsequent titles that came after. So this is a fact. You can look up that. They had actually said, listen, we're not going to do this anymore because these kids are getting so smart that they're getting military tactics, you know? And this is the truth. There's also been studies that say that video games make kids more violent, which is the truth. But that kid didn't learn how to reload no AK-47 off no video game, so let's not make that mistake. That kid learned how to load that gun because somebody had shown him. Somebody that's probably around my age, 5, maybe 10 years younger, no more than that, showed that kid how to load and reload and assemble an AK-47. Do you know how much precision it takes, first of all, to reassemble a gun of that caliber? Huh? I know how to break down a 9mm down to probably the pin. All right? The pin, the base, and the trigger. They always remain in place if you want them to. The coils, the stock, all that can be removed. And this kid reassembled that gun. All right? First time I ever got caught with a gun, I was 16 years old. Actually, I wasn't even 16, I was 14. The second time I almost got caught with it, I was 16. The first time I got caught with one, I was 14 years old. I did a day in juvenile. This is a scam. They never found a gun. I was smart enough to throw shit in the river. I was a smart-ass kid. Like I said, I got an IQ of 159. So I was a smart-ass kid. I threw the gun in the river and they never found it. They based this all off the fact that 2 people said they saw me with the gun. You know what I mean? Afraid that I was going to shoot somebody. So I ain't the niggas I want to shoot. The nigga I want to shoot, I know where he at. You know what I'm saying? I got this just in case he show up. You know? I've always been little. So my cousin Mario taught me how to shoot a gun early. He's older than me. I do believe, honestly and truthfully, that Tucker Carlson was given a warning. It's something that people need to hear and listen to. And I think it was Charlamagne the God's job to come on just like the ever some coon he is. And I've been telling y'all for years, the coon he is. I tell people, nah, go take the shot. All y'all niggas gotta go take it. Now, Kwame Brown is sitting up here telling y'all how much of a coon this motherfucker is. I done told y'all how much of a coon this motherfucker is. In fact, my ex-boss, who called me his little brother, taught this motherfucker. And Wendy Williams came through him too. Factory. So, if Kwame Brown is telling y'all the same thing, I'm telling y'all the same thing. Kwame Brown has been a basketball player. He's been in the entertainment industry. I've been in the entertainment industry, for over 17 years, and everybody's telling you, yo, listen, there's people that, factory, I'm not talking about Envy. I was around Envy last year. We interviewed Envy. Envy sat in the whole thing, and he lied if he don't tell you, I ain't calling him a liar, but he lying if he tell you anything different. He came down to Brooklyn. He sat down at President's Podcast. I was there, front row, you know what I mean? Filming, taking pictures, everything. And Envy broke down everything, not about the radio. He talked very little about radio. He talked about real estate. And that's what I'm into. So we're not talking about that because Leonard doesn't do that. Angela Yee can even sit down and talk to you about other shit. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be relationships, whatever the case may be. But Leonard points himself, and as always, to sensationalism. What's blackity black? Pretending. See, I don't pretend on it. When I first came to Bad Boy Entertainment, Prez will tell you this specifically, and Malcolm Miles will tell you. I used to call everybody brother and sister. That's all right, brother. That's all right, sister. And I did that because I had been around so many families and so many people that were part of the Nation of Islam. This is the God's honest truth. My friend Archie Davis, who lives in Providence, Rhode Island, his father and him and his family grew up Muslim, okay? People I had been around before that were friends of my mother's, friends of my father too, all pro-black, pro-Latino, Afro-Latino, always grew up around people like that. My aunt, I like to call her my auntie, but she's not my blood aunt, but my auntie, rest in peace to her, Melanie Stovall, was one of the first women in Roanoke, Virginia, to have her own public access channel, well, not public access channel, but public access show, talking about black issues. And she used to sit down in the kente cloth dress and everything else. I've been around and been influenced by media all my life, and what's real and what's fake, you know, and real motherfuckers smell it real quick. You understand? I understand when I hear a motherfucker tell me a story about he been in jail or he been doing this in the street or whatever. Nigga, I know real niggas that did, and I made the front page paper twice myself. All right? I know when it's really going down and when it's not. And I know when a motherfucker just been lucky or the niggas around you is protecting you. You know what I'm saying? Hassan Campbell sitting around talking about, yeah, I got a gun charge in 2021 in New York. Nigga, you wasn't even more careful than that. You an old nigga now, man. What you talking about? What we talking about? Grown niggas don't get on the motherfucking TV or the motherfucking tube talking about they got gun charges in 2021 unless it's a significant amount of guns. You get caught with T.I. worth of guns. You understand what I'm saying? Tip got caught with some guns. Then you got caught with a pistol. Fuck out of here. Like you got caught with the Moxburg, about 7 of them or something. You know what I'm saying? They make Moxburg, matter of fact, right here in Hartford in Connecticut, but if y'all didn't know, Moxburg shotguns, they make them right here in Hartford, Connecticut. Connecticut is the easiest state in the tri-state with the most lax gun laws to get a gun. We have gun manufacturers in the state. That's why everybody here know how to shoot. That's why we have gun ranges here everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? You'll meet very few people in Connecticut that don't know how to shoot. And I hate to say it this way, especially if they white or Italian. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look that up on your own. We have gun ranges all throughout here. There's 3 of them in the vicinity that I'm at right now. Three gun ranges. The first pistol in the United States that was ever manufactured was manufactured right here, well, not right here where I'm at, but in New Haven, Connecticut. Look that up. Colt Rifle Company, established in New Haven, Connecticut. First motherfucking gun in the United States of America was manufactured right here in this state. And subsequently after that, they have had there are currently, I think they said it was 23 gun manufacturers in the state of Connecticut. So Connecticut is basically the tri-states. I don't know, who else putting out guns like that? Texas and Arizona? So don't get it mistaken here. People that are born and raised here or people that have been here for a very long time in their life, they know this. People that are into the history, not just their history and living in Connecticut, they know this. So that's something that was cool y'all to look up. So that kind of disturbed me when Hassan said that shit. But back to Charlemagne, my nigga, you giving the people disinformation again, my nigga. You wasn't able to dispel what Tucker Carlson was saying. You only gave your opinion and ramped it around some old 1960s fake out speech. Well, you know, the problem with black people, you know how they talk. That's how you know they're coming out with some fake shit. They be like, well, the problem with you see is it's systematically black people have been, and then blah, 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 blah. Nigga, where the fucking antidote at, nigga? Where the antidote at? You ain't got no antidote. You just telling what the ailments are. You ain't got no antidote, though. And that's when people be having a problem with niggas, because niggas ain't got no antidote. They ain't got no ways to circumnavigate around things, how to tell you, hey, this is how you can avoid this, nothing like that. Most of these motherfuckers, like I told you, have not even been around white people until they were grown-ass motherfucking men. And now they're trying to pretend to put on that little at work voice. You know, the little work. Oh, hi, how you guys doing? All right, how was your weekend? All right, great. Was it bitching? Oh my God. And anytime I want to, I can do that same little silly shit. But my friends, they know I'm being fucking phony if I do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, when the fuck did you start talking like that? You know what I'm saying? The only time my friends would accept me talking like that is if we were around someone, and I'm talking about my white friends, if we were around someone that didn't know us, and then that's a proper protocol. I'm talking about, you have some people of color out here, don't matter who it is, it could be some poor white trash in the building that ain't got a tooth or to throw out. You understand what I'm saying? A pot to piss in. And you will still see a minority person run up beside that person and kiss their ass and make them feel like they the top shit of the shelf. I swear to God to you. Yet still, they would come to a man like Gene Deal's page, right? And talk all kinds of shit in the comments section, leave all kinds of little second grade emojis and shit like that or whatever. I told Gene now, I said for 25, I get that nigga, you know what I mean? Professional was my name. I earned that nickname. So, after Leon the Professional. Yeah, a lot of y'all ain't gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about with that one. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a bad boy. For real bad boy. Bad boys walk in silence and violence. He said not violence, he meant and violence. Fuck out of here, Puff, you lying. Trying to keep the FBI off of you. For real. I can talk shit about Puff. I rolled with Puff for 17 years. I was with Puff when Puff was going to motherfucking trial and everything else. When nobody was fucking with Bad Boy, Professional showed his ass up at that office at 1540 fucking Broadway. Yes, I did. Because that's the office who was still in. And that was before, what's his name? Jesus Christ had lost his job and started J Records, Clive Davis. Clive Davis was one floor on top of us. I mean, actually 2 floors on top of us in Arista Records. Arista Records gave Puff his deal. Before that, Puff was basically independent. You know what I'm saying, if you want to say. By today's standards. I mean, you had no real distributor like you did with Arista Records. And that's what y'all be forgetting. All these niggas be talking about all this pro-black shit. But behind every last one of them that's big right now, it was a white man to put them on. Even 50 Cent, Eminem put him on. Behind every last one of these big stars, it was a white man to put them on. Clive Davis put on Puff. Baby got put on. Afterwards. Keep on going. You got even Russell Simmons was put on by a white man. Every last one of these big time motherfucking niggas that y'all talking about right now, all their success, their real success, to 2 people. The people that purchase their albums, which is y'all, and purchase their products and merch and all that shit, and the white folks that put them on. And that's why they adhere to that. And that's why you get niggas now that they out here and they adhere to it. Y'all niggas don't hear me, huh? The same niggas talking against the system is using the system's tactics. You know what I'm saying? And they doing it from a position that white supremacists will do. That's why I had to put that little clip up tonight, because some white man was in that motherfucking chat room talking about this little Punjabi boy who had got attacked by, come to find out, these white kids in an all-white neighborhood. You know, sometimes other brown people in the diaspora, sometimes they end up going to live around white folks in the wrong white neighborhood because they feeling they better than everybody now. And we gotta also take a contention that a lot of these people come from terrible countries, you know? So they want the maximum of what they feel. What they feel is actually their freedom and what it includes. You understand what I'm saying? And in many ways, I can understand that. But sometimes it turns into being that same colonized mentality from the colonizer that colonized them. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what is happening to a lot of African Americans. A lot of African Americans are so thirsty right now for fame that they would do anything, including selling your ass out, including running with the hottest vlogger right now. Y'all notice I don't switch my pace? I don't switch my pace. I never switch my pace. And even if it called for donations, I could get on here and do all kinds of salacious shit and talk about whatever. And they would paper me up just like they paper up everybody that's already rich. And niggas would come on my page and be like, well, everybody ain't got it like that. But I'm watching with my own two eyes. You get what I'm saying? What up, Drill File? I'm watching with my own two eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching niggas donate $200 a piece to Kevin Samuels because they want to be seen. I'm watching niggas donate to this person. See, these niggas don't donate with their heart. They donate with the popularity. I'm doing good, man. They donate with the popularity. Whoever popping, that's who they donate to. Marcus, I'm going to say one thing to you. I want you to avoid some words moving past 2021, okay? Because this does not exist. Stop saying we, because we implies collective thought, and meaning that everyone shares the same thought process. Now, if that's the case, you would say that everybody has some type of form of telepathy or something like that, or they had some type of subliminal message that was so poignant that it affected all of us simultaneously. And I do not believe that's the case, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be on here talking about this shit, now would I? And you, Marcus, wouldn't be able to recognize it when you seen it. So I want you to stay away from these words, Marcus, and watch and raise an eyebrow at any motherfucker in 2021. It might not have been the same 10 years ago when somebody said this, but watch for these phrases. Watch for one phrase, which is we. Why we think like that? No, nigga, the people you around and you think like that. Stay away from us. Us is another collective word meant to explain collectiveness when it's not resident. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. If we're talking about something like that happened to George Floyd, yeah, that's we and us. If we're talking about something about business, that's you and yours. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you pay real close attention to the details, and I want y'all to start paying close attention to details more. I'm sitting here having a conversation about Puff, a almost billionaire. I'm talking about Baby. I'm talking about Master P. I'm talking about many other rich rappers who really, I spent my 17 years and probably year 15, 16, I finally found out these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about us. These are black men. I've had white men treat me better. But when I went after them motherfucking poor white trash motherfuckers tonight, in that, I guess you want to say post about that little boy, it was a 30-second clip. I went in on them because I saw them all making fun of this little boy and they thought that he was black. That's what I truly think. And you can see the video on that. It's like, oh, I thought white supremacy was broad and alive. Guess not. Guess what? They were all trying to play down white supremacy. In which I told them, and ain't a motherfucker responded back yet. And I left the comment and I left the direct comment. And the one white man that was on there, that was actually writing his statement, even though he probably was a fuck nut too, he said something that stuck out. He said, KKK. From what I know, they were also supporters of the Democratic Party. Once again, a white man telling you the truth, they were. And y'all heard me mention it not only right here in Solitude in Connecticut, but y'all heard me mention this shit right in front of motherfucking Trump Tower, in front of 40 cops, white cops mostly, and a couple disgruntled black and Latin ones that couldn't believe I was saying what the fuck I was saying in front of you good white folks. You coming around here staring up all the good niggers. Django, you uppity mother. You know, ooh, they gonna get you, Django. You know, that type of shit. This is the mentality of motherfuckers like that. And for the most part, most blacks and Latinos that are over the age of, I'm gonna say 50, 55. Never trust them. If they're over 55, 60 years old, always raise an eyebrow at whether they white, black, Puerto Rican, whatever. They don't share the same mentality as you. Their way is thinking of, we're about to cash out. I got 15 more years left in the game. At that, I'm trying to make it 10. Let me see what I could do to cash out. And most of these multi-million-dollar rappers that you got nowadays are about that age. They 54, they 55, some of them pushing 60. Everybody got a birthday, so I'll be there one day too. But the legacy, except for Jay and a few others that they're leaving behind, well, that itself has its own underlying effect. And I'm not just talking about Puff. Puff will end up however Puff ends up. I'm not just talking about Charlemagne. I'm not talking about a couple other people. But what I'm saying is the legacy that they're leaving behind ain't gonna be shit amongst the people. The legacy that these guys have and people that follow behind and they're in the same behaviors that they do, they're leaving behind a legacy of nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the same people that engage in jumping on people's shit to try to get clout. Like, this is the thing I don't understand. There was a lot of niggas that was on motherfucking Genie Deal's page, and I swear to God, the only thing you gotta do is go back to the post he did tonight, hit comments, and fast forward to probably like the last 45 minutes of the show. That's when I was there. And you will see motherfuckers in there talking all kinds of shit or whatever. So I clicked their profile, go to their shit. I said, let me watch me be right. And when you go to their page, they got an inactive page. They got an inactive page, meaning like the last post they put up was a year ago, or when they did put up their last post, it wasn't about shit, or they've been online for like 10 years. Some people have been online for 10, 8, 7, 6 years, all right? And before they started doing the gossip and shit real heavy, and everybody started, you know, basically copying it, these motherfuckers didn't have no views then. Yeah, people from Hassan's page, you was over there too, you seen it. You seen it. And Hassan, I don't know what the fuck wrong with you, dog, but you got your break. Listen, I was there when that shit happened. All right, I was there when that shit transpired. If anybody, shout out to the Star Report. I was there when it was the Star Chamber. I was there when it was Shot 97, all right? When there was still niggas going over there viewing, but it didn't have the popularity they have right now. So I've been doing that show for a good 7, 8 years now, I think, on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And I was there from the beginning. When I first saw Star's face, I was like, oh, that's that nigga. I ain't seen this nigga in forever. He had lost weight. He a little different. Star used to be big. We remember him. And I remember seeing him like 2 or 3 times before, prior, you know, on the thing or whatever. And me and him have actually had conversations on the phone. No? Nigga, you still owe me dinner too. Talking about, we're gonna go get a steak, old fraud ass nigga telling me that Puff shit. Shout out to Troy Terrain, that's my nigga. He don't get no bigger. Guys like us be telling y'all the truth. I'm not trying to use his name inside my shit. I'm telling you the real. Stars like me, he spent years fucking working within this music industry and working inside these different companies and seeing how they operate, how they move, and actually having a position at times to actually navigate through and be able to be like, nah, we don't like this, we don't like that. Do you know how many times people used to come to us and be like, yo, you like this beat for this artist, you like this, how this sound, whatever. And we never put in contention, you know what, we A&Rs. That's why I have a good, solid sounding to my name right now when I hear artists drop some music. And sometimes I'm wrong. But at a 90% rate, usually I'm right. When I see something in media and it flow around, y'all might be like, well, how come you ain't getting 100,000 views no more? You got all that, because I don't put out the material that them niggas want no more. The reason them niggas came over here in the first place, the people that show up all the time when I go live, those are people that fuck with me. The people that donated to me in the past, those are people that fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all giving donations to pay for Hassan's motherfucking lawyer right now. He said he got a case. Now, I make no qualms about who I am. I spent a long time in the music business, and many of y'all don't follow my story. Up until a month and a half ago now, I was probably in one of the worst situations ever. I had to totally leave New York City and come back to Connecticut. And I did so voluntarily. And when I came back, I ended up in a homeless shelter. And that's where my story began here on YouTube, really. My story had began here way before then. But up until a month and a half ago when they put me in a room, which is owned by the state, it's basically the houses that they purchase and they refurb them and refurnish them or whatever and make them into sublet. So there's like 3 apartments in there. There's 3 other gentlemen in there too. And when I told niggas that I said, yo, I remember the whole time I was doing that, I was like, yo, man, I can't wait to get out of this shit. I mean, I went through hell. I was staying in a hotel room that had fucking rats in it. I had to buy rat traps. I put on the camera, still there on this page, while I caught the rats and everything. And nobody said nothing to me about, yo, what can we do to help? Nobody. They'd rather see you suffer, whine, dwindle, or whatever. And this is the mentality of most blacks and Latins now. You know, they'd rather attack you than go attack the person who they say is oppressing them. You ever ask that question, why? Well, for the most part, most of them are cowards. Just like those cowards that came on motherfucking what's the name's page today. I know real niggas. I ran with real niggas. 2 times around. Bad Boy and the niggas I ran in before them, who were also from Mount Vernon in the Bronx. Some of them went to school with Puff. I keep saying that a million times. I've even told Tony DeFat that to his face when it hit me. I know people that went to school with you. Not them, but their family members. Yeah, you know I try to be. A lot of YouTube John Matante tried to come out to Choke No Joke. Really, I might have to go over there then. Cause Choke my motherfucking nigga. Where's she going on? Where's she getting on Choke No Joke about? Y'all gotta tell me that in the comments section so I can get in on her. You know what I mean? Cause I ain't spoke Tasha K's name in a minute, nor have I spoke Toxic Diamond. That fucking cunt. I haven't really mentioned any of their names in a long while now, you know. But Tasha K going out to Choke No Joke, I don't understand why. It don't even make no sense. She must be doing the same thing the rest of these nutfuckers is doing. Clout chasing. Whoever's popping at the moment, that's who they go after. They went after Kevin Samuels, said Kevin Samuels doing this, Kevin doing that. Whatever. I don't even know if that might be Kevin Samuels' motherfucking cousin or brother. How do you know? He didn't explain either or. What you do need to explain that, because the nigga was laying up in your bed, my nigga, while you was doing the live. I need an explanation for that. But I think that was one of your family members. That's why it was so jokingly. I hope. But you know what I'm saying? I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Kevin Samuels. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Ain't nobody help me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting right now probably with $107 in my pocket to last me to the rest of the month because I paid rent. And it felt good to pay rent. It really did. But I wasn't prepared. They kind of just threw me in there. Ain't no people coming to your motherfucker. Chuck made a video about titled Roach K. Yeah, because she be into it. She's another one. Trying to pretend like she been around our business, pretend like she been around us. You ain't never been around us. You ain't never been around us in your whole fucking life. I said that in the motherfucking what's name tonight. I said all these niggas talking about the music industry. I ain't never been around us. Tasha K wasn't at Memorial Day weekend. Tasha K wasn't at the Super Bowl. Tasha K wasn't at any of the events that I've been around in the past 17 years. Tasha K knew I was homeless. She ain't never donate to me. Real bitch would have did that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of niggas that come on every day and donate to niggas that's literally millionaires or 100,000aires. And they still donate to them. Not because they need the money, but because they want to clout chase. They believe that somehow or another, this is a segue. That $200 that they put in, they feel that is a segue to their channel popping or maybe getting mentioned or something like that. For the most part, to channels that are inactive and have been inactive. I'm like, nigga, how you clout chasing? And you ain't even got nothing. At least have a video ready to go. It ain't that hard. Get on here and have some motherfucking material. If you gonna clout chase, be prepared for them motherfuckers that actually believe in you to come over to your channel and have something prepared for them. If you ain't got nothing prepared for them, then you ain't shit. And you ain't gonna never be shit. You just a motherfucker that follows behind other people. You lousy, sorry excuse for a piece of life's force. Sorry excuses for motherfuckers. Niggas run around this motherfucker all day talking about, well, we as a people, y'all donating to the wrong causes, whatever. Make me a believer. Make me a believer. You know what I'm saying? Donate to my shit right now. $STRINGERBELL 80. Make me a fucking believer. You know what I'm saying? Because I noticed something that a lot of people are sitting up here and they trying to go across. Niggas got picks. You got picks on who you help. You got picks on who you show your support to. You got picks on who you go after. You got picks on who you talk to. Choke No Joke donated to me. Choke No Joke. Let me tell you something about Choke No Joke author. Choke No Joke sent me a personal message. Choke No Joke took a whole video he was doing about Puff and did the whole, and I think it's still up, the whole damn show, damn near, I'm gonna say damn near 30 to 40% of it was talking about me. He's like, how you man? He ain't mentioned me by name, but he was talking about me. And Choke won't tell you no different. He was talking about me because he donated to me right after that day. So you telling me niggas like that, niggas like Doggy Diamonds, all these niggas can donate to me, but y'all niggas beyond that? That don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I started saying niggas got picks. Y'all pick niggas that are handball niggas like Tasha K, like Toxic Diamond. Now who the fuck gave this broad $40,000? Y'all gave her $40,000 for rehashing the news to y'all with no opinion, except for sitting up there sounding like Mammy. Oh Lord, you know what I did now, girl? Oh Lord. And a lot of y'all niggas sound like a bunch of bitches too. Y'all need to start having some picks that are better. Gene Dill, I don't want you arguing with motherfucking that nigga no more. You understand what I'm saying? Stop arguing with goofy ass nigga like that. I'm dead ass serious 305 Capricorn. You been rocking with me for a minute. You know what I'm talking about. Know what I'm saying? And if niggas got an argument, the past 10 videos, I ain't put up no motherfucking separate link in the pin section or none of that because I just wanted to see if niggas would have something to say. Toxic fan bases, exactly. Exactly. Marcus hit that on a note. Toxic fan bases. You know what I mean? Factory. Toxic fan bases. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no toxic fan base. And for the most part, I have never had no problem with any of my subscribers on here. And if you say something that I don't agree with, I try to be quaint. You know, when I respond to you, don't take it like I'm yelling at you, because I'm not yelling at you. That's just the way I talk. I'm a New York, Connecticut nigga. Like, we talk rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people just don't get that, but I'm a rough, pretty nigga. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, yo. Even though I'm like down financially and all that shit right now, I got a place to stay. Only thing I worry about is eating and shit like that. And things gonna come better. I'm trapped in a hitch only because, you know what I'm saying, where I'm headed to, I can't really even work like that because of the program they put me in, which is fucked up. But any of y'all know, they gave me a housing voucher. Y'all call it what y'all want to, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Y'all looking at a man trying to get back on his feet and not trying to take 2, 3, 4, 5 years to do that. I don't have that time. And there's so much other shit I could be working on. You know what I'm saying? I've got so much shit that I'm working on. I've been working on even before that. I bragged to some people and told them about it. I've even actually shown some people. You know what I'm saying? But help the right people. Kwame Brown, stop arguing with these niggas. That's what they want you to do. That's why they donating to you, because they want to see you go off on the niggas. In about 2 months, they ain't gonna fuck with you no more. They did the same thing to Jaguar Wright. They did the same thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, if I think back in hindsight now, after that first video I put up, and is now at, I think, 175,000 views. That first video I put up, if I had not put that video up, I honestly and truthfully believe, if I had just put that video up, I truly, honestly, truthfully believe my shit would be layered right now. I should have just did that one video and shut the fuck up. That's what I should have done. I left everybody to guess. You know what I'm saying? I've had some real motherfuckers, but my journey ain't over. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say to y'all, I ain't begging y'all, nothing like that, because I know niggas don't fuck with me for whatever reason. I get on here and I just be as honest as I can with niggas. But y'all don't like honest motherfuckers. Y'all like a nigga that's loud and rambunctious, talking that shit and talk about people and I'm better than this person or whatever. Well, I usually work around these people. And I'm not saying nobody's scared, because I ain't scared of basically any fucking thing. I'm a little nigga, you know what I'm saying? I done had teeth knocked out, all kinds of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't worried about that. Been shot at, all kinds of shit. Shit y'all don't even get on the mic and tell y'all about, because I'm not into that drama shit like that. Because the world I come from, if it's really about drama or whatever, then you just gonna run up, do what you gonna do, and be out. Whether that be stab, shoot, whatever you gotta do to a motherfucker real quick. You know what I mean? That's the shit I come from. You know what I mean? That's people I was raised around, as far as like the street shit, when I was involved in it. Even though my family's not from that. You know, it is what it is. My family don't help me out. My family, Christian people, they feel like many of y'all feel, you know. That's on my mother's side of the family, and my father's side. My family's other side of the family, they can give a fuck. Like, ella, entonces sabe la música, sí, está bueno. Tú eres cara papito, negrito, Puff Daddy, you know. So, you know, it ain't even about that. It's more so, I want to tell my Theo thank you, because he looked out for me a couple of times now. But it ain't about that, man. It's just about, like, niggas is like, it's dizzy right now. They're not paying attention to the right things. And I'm so scared that your neglect of not paying attention to the details and not paying attention to the game these motherfuckers are playing is do with Thy Wilt. And they're pulling the wool over your eyes, including some of the people that you hold close, like the Charlemagnes and many other people that are online getting on here preaching bullshit to you, because none of these motherfuckers can tour, none of these motherfuckers can film, none of these motherfuckers can play the game, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And as things are relaxing and changing slowly but surely, it's still gonna be a couple more months for these niggas can do this. I know this because I was part of the industry, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done heard the ex-vice president of Bad Boy Entertainment come on here and call me his little brother, and I love him just as well. There's nothing I will ever say bad about Sean Prez. Sean Prez was reintroducing me and putting me back on again, when he was the man that put me on in the first place. It was Prez that hired me, not Puff. It was Prez. You know what I'm saying? And to be quite honest, Prez didn't even know me at the time. But as he grew to know me over all those goddamn years, I guess I did earn the place of being his little brother. And I love you too, Prez. I love you too. And I ain't never get on this mic and talk ill about you. That's the funny thing. Never did. I'm scared a little bit. I'm nervous a little bit. I don't like the fact that I'm relegated to only being able to work a certain amount of hours, or you don't have nowhere to live. And this place that I'm at, they're doing a month-to-month thing with me as I'm paying them, because I'm not staying here permanently. You know, that's not my permanent place to stay or live or whatever. Nobody in that apartment is. They just rotate people in and out until the program that or the voucher that they've gotten can be placed. And that's a problem too, because motherfuckers don't want to take these vouchers. I just went in for a meeting the other day. That's why I didn't go, yesterday. And that's the reason I didn't go on live with y'all yesterday, because I was in a bad mood. Because this woman, let me tell y'all this, and I'll get off of here. This is how your neglect of helping the right people backfires. There was this woman, and I knew this was going to happen because I heard other people muttering. So the guy, he comes and picks me up, which is my worker. Good guy. Shout out to my, I ain't got no problem with him. The guy comes and picks me up as we had scheduled, whatever. He said, listen, I got one lady that may be willing to work with us or whatever. I said, all right, cool. So I want to know what the definition of willing to work with us would be. You know what I'm saying? But in this world of do with Thy Wilt, you know, this chick, she evidently owns a couple of apartments. Her name is Rose or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know her last name, but it's a foreign last name. That much I do know. And she was asking, knowing that this agency was a homeless agency that was contacting her. She was asking people for $150 for an application, $125, for an application fee, which was non-refundable. Bitch, I'm in a homeless situation. Even if I was just coming out of homeless, you think I got $125 fucking dollars to give you? and you're getting paid by the state and it's guaranteed, where there's a moratorium across the United States putting a freeze on people paying rent. So how many of your establishments right now that you own, which wasn't a shitload, but the ones that you own, and this is the audacity about it, the broad actually has her shit listed on the agencies where people that have the vouchers go. It's a website for them. She wanted $125. And when she heard she couldn't get the $125, the next thing my man told her was, listen, you can itemize it if you want to, because we allow up to this much amount of rent. She was asking $400 less than what they allowed to pay out. So the dude told her, the only thing you can do, you can itemize it for the next 12 months if you want to, and just add in an extra, what is that, $8.50 on top of the rent. A greedy ass didn't even want to do that. She decided that she didn't want to deal with me, period. She pretended like my name was hard to pronounce and it was some, ghetto nigga name. Not to diss anybody else's name, but that's what she did. What is his name? Davin. And then when he asked her, do you want to speak to him? She said, oh, no, I'm fine. Because she heard my voice in the background talking to him. So I said, oh, okay, this is the bitch I definitely don't want to rent from anyway. I've had good landlords in the past. You know what I'm saying? My last landlord, he didn't even want me to leave. I told him I have to. I can't afford it no more. My shorty gone. She was, she was the last $2.50 on the $2, on the $10. You know what I'm saying? She was the Dutch for the bud. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I ain't getting a chance in a while to get on here and hop on here and talk to y'all about homelessness and all that shit or whatever, but these landlords really do play this game. It's just a whole total game. And now, I'm about tapped out. I spent money on going back and forth trying to look, like shit that was supposed to be in order for me. I spent money going back and forth with information and shit that needed that I should have never been paying for, now that I know. I should have actually had expenses paid for. I'm talking about I had to catch the train and all kinds. Y'all be surprised. Y'all be surprised. I had to order my birth certificate. I had to do all kinds of crazy shit. And everything I did, that's one thing I like about them guys and their fair. They said, yo, you've done everything you're supposed to. On the fact that I've done everything I was supposed to, that's why I was able to get into this little temporary apartment shit. But they only give me another month. It's 120 days. If you haven't found a place in 120 days, the shit gets yanked from you. You can maybe get one extension. And I believe that extension is for either 30 or 60 days. It's not very long. But these landlords, yeah, they don't want to rent to you. They don't want to rent to you. So, yeah, my homeless trek ain't over. And a lot of people keep asking me why I don't be talking about homelessness no more. I don't be talking about homelessness no more because I'm actually slightly happy for the first time in a very long time. Last time I felt this kind of glee is when, I can tell you exactly, it was a week before I had broken up with my ex and I thought we were that good together. That's the last time I felt that good. Y'all don't know how much a burden it is to actually have a key, come in, go as you want to, whatever. I'm outside right now, chilling. I ain't got to worry about rushing back in. I can come in tomorrow morning if I want to. Freedom. And with that underlined, I want y'all to know about freedom. And it's do what thy wilt mentality that has invoked us once again. You're going to see more and more violence this summer. You're going to see more and more kids start not only promoting violence, but proceedingly engaged in violence. More and more and more, you're going to see them younger and younger and younger. And you're going to remember to yourself what Davin Lewis said to you. There's a problem with the culture. And I don't think it's the kids necessarily, it's the motherfuckers teaching them, because just like I said, this exists in all nationalities now, black, white, and Spanish. And for what I can tell, and for what I can see, seemingly somehow or another, it looks like that it's motherfuckers my age, 5, 10 years younger that's teaching. And it's got to stop. You an OG that was on the block now, and you're not really an OG. OG to me, and I think my uncle and them would say, is a man that's anywhere 55 on up. A man that's anywhere from 49 on down, you shouldn't be bringing up the word OG. You ain't seen enough. You ain't did enough. I done did more than motherfuckers twice my age in my lifetime, and that's a fact. And I've been more places, seen more, been around a different ilk of people than most people will, and I'm privileged for that. I'm lucky for that, or whatever. I'm also guilty of promoting some of the most terrible trash, and not saying the music or the songs were trash, but the content of them, to the children. And I didn't realize what I was doing at the time. And I don't think many of us realized what we were doing at the time, but we perpetually didn't give birth, but we helped the current climate sustain, mature, and left it currently where it is. And that's not only with the music. The music has invoked the attitude that the media is now involved into, more so than they ever been. I'll leave y'all with this. There was a woman named C. Dolores Tucker. I want y'all to look up. And in Harlem, east side of Harlem, on 125th Street, she took a steamroller. She bought a steamroller, put a whole bunch of CDs at the time. They were Ice Cube, NWA, a couple other artists. And she ran the steamroller over in front of, over the CDs, in front of everybody. And she had some people in that didn't deserve it at the time, like Public Enemy and a couple other pro-black groups or whatever. And I don't think she had the total comprehension of what hip-hop music actually was at the time, because it was so early. C. Dolores Tucker died a couple years after that. But one of the messages she left, she might have been right. And C. Dolores Tucker said this. She said, this music is going to change the culture and take it for the worse. And we laughed at her at the time. And look at where we at now in America. It don't matter if it's a 12 or 14-year-old that's white shooting at cops. The 14-year-old ends up getting shot in the chest and the arm. It doesn't matter if it's a group of black kids that's standing on the corner. It doesn't matter if it's a bunch of essays or locals doing their gang shit, which a lot of Latinos try to point off and pretend like they ain't involved in the game. Y'all niggas more involved in the game than black Americans are. Stop that shit. You know this and I know this too. You got gangs from different nationalities and cultures of Latino culture with gangs, and they come to the United States and they recruit and they fucking, you know, keep maintaining while they're here. And that's not just for Latino cultures, it's for different cultures that come here, including the Jews. That's all I got to say, guys. The donation link is at in the description box. I also put it in a pinned comment, because I need to come up. And I just want to say this to you as you Lord go off or whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying is true. Y'all know y'all seen these motherfuckers donate $200, $300 to Kevin Samuels and everybody else in the scheme of trying to get some kind of clout chasing going on. But donate it to a motherfucker that need it. Whether it be me or anybody else. Like I told them before, I seen this boy, black kid, that was on GoFundMe, and I gave him $10 fucking because he needed a new wheelchair. And nobody donated to him. I was like, well, where the black people at? Well, here you are on Kwame Brown's channel donating to him. Kwame Brown, a multi-millionaire. He don't even need the donations. Why? Because of clout chasing. You guys have a good evening. I'll be throwing up some more uploads, and I'll see you two guys tomorrow, 9 times out of 10, all right? Donation links are in the description box. Feel free and want to help me out. I appreciate it. If not, I appreciate that too, and you're always welcome back here regardless. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.